I wanted to bring up another subject. Like many religious parents and educators today, particularly in the ultra-Orthodox world, they want to shield themselves and their children from the outside world, from the internet, from universities, because some of the ideas they just don't want to be exposed to certain ideas. They don't want their children exposed to certain ideas. Classical Judaism, going back to the golden age of Spain, celebrated the balance between religion, reason, and science. So do you feel the approach of the Haredi world is unsustainable? And if so, what are the steps they can take to solve the problem?
So I don't know if it's unsustainable. Let me just let me speak from my own anecdotal evidence of interactions with Jews all across the spectrum. So as you pointed out, you might want to hold it up. I've written this book about Orthodoxy biblical criticism called Anima Amin. Yeah, biblical criticism, historical truth, and the 13 principles of faith. And I thought maybe who would read this? Maybe some guys at YU, that type of orbit, that type of world. That I suspect the two of you might also identify with largely. And I kind of figured, but obviously what's called, the Yeshiva Welt, the Haredi world, I mean, why would they have any interest in this? And I have gotten more correspondence, and I get correspondence every single day in my inbox. I have received more correspondence from people who learned in institutions to the right of Yeshiva University than I have people from Yeshiva University left. Including from Lakewood and the Mir and Gateshead and Satmar, who hosted me for a Shabbat a couple of months ago in Williamsburg. That's a whole community, but a small but not unsizable portion of the community. And all of this comes about because even though many in the Haredi world would like to have high walls and have a pure bastion of Torah, it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore because everybody is online. And once you're online, so many things begin to happen. There are filters you can put on for some things, but most of the things out there you can't put filters on. And I would say above all, what happens when we're all online, and many of us are now, is that we become, even before we get to, even if you don't come across, reading something that says, oh my gosh, I never thought of that question about the Bible. Even if you don't see that, we all become much more critical thinkers because we see on every topic under the sun, there are different opinions. And there are different intelligent opinions. That has to make all of us think, well, what about the things that I grew up with? What about things that I've always taken as true? Are these things really, really true? And so we all become much more critically minded. And then when we read something that points out, there is a real contradiction between the way in which this story is told in Sefer Dvarim and the way it's told in Sefer Bamidbar, or there's a real contradiction between a halacha that appears in Sefer Shemot and a halacha that appears in Sefer Dvarim, in the Pshuto Shel Mikra, just what the simple words mean. Then you go, whoa. And there's no blocking this stuff out anymore. And so for listen, the truth is that most observant Jews are not bothered, and that's okay. There's no mitzvah to be bothered. Okay, right. There's no mitzvah to think critically. There really isn't. There's a mitzvah to be God-fearing, to observe His laws, to be a good Jew. At the same time, for many people, their avodat Hashem, rightly so, and it's a great gift, involves their head and involves